Alright, what is up guys? JaretCampisi. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I am currently heading down to Ducati of Santa Barbara to have the first service performed on our brand new Xdiavel S. And I'm super excited because after we have this service done, we can finally start adding beautiful parts to this motorcycle, customizing it, and then giving it away when we're done. So if you're not familiar, this is our next project, a bike build series. It's also our first ever worldwide motorcycle build series. So not only are we going to be giving away this beautiful custom Xdiavel once we're done, we're also going to have a second grand prize where I buy that winner a motorcycle of their choice anywhere in the world. Details on how you can be entered to win these bikes, help support and make the project possible on the Patreon page. It's always the first link in the description below. I hope you're excited for this one. I certainly am. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So this is one of the main reasons, guys, we wanted to move back to California, because it's in the middle of December, actually the end of December. It's almost Christmas. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays for those who are watching. And it's 70 degrees outside, so I'm getting to ride the motorcycle to the Ducati shop, and I've been able to ride the motorcycle and put all the break-in miles on it and everything like that over the past couple of days, and it's just been such a nice change of pace from living in Pennsylvania. Also, you'll get to meet, if you haven't seen the video where we purchased the bike, where we introduced Carlin. His father also owns the shop, Trevor, and you'll be able to meet both of them today. Hopefully Carlin will be there, I'm not sure if he is, but Carlin's father, Trevor, is going to be doing most of the servicing and installations on all the parts and stuff that we put on the motorcycle. That stuff can be super slick, that dewy shit on the roads. You gotta be really careful. And he's such a cool guy, man. He was actually, he raced for Ducati a bunch of years back when he was younger. Actually raced for a bunch of different companies. I don't know the exact type of racing that he did, but I know it was like super sport, and I believe maybe some off-roading stuff. Of course, Carlin, his son, also did some mountain bike racing professionally, and then he also rode supermoto professionally. He also is a professional rider for Ducati on Pikes Peak, set the world record multiple times. And so, they actually helped develop the multi-strada Pikes Peak Edition motorcycle right here in the Ducati shop here in Santa Barbara. And it's also one of the oldest Ducati shops in the country. So it literally is like a piece of history that we're working out of, not only for Carlin and his father, but also the Ducati shop itself, which Carlin's father started. So it's pretty freaking awesome for me, being a Ducatisi, a big Ducati fan, to be able to work with them and work in this shop. And yeah, man, I'm just in heaven. So I hope you guys are excited for this build series. A lot of time and effort and planning has gone in behind the scenes to make it all possible, and we're finally going to start to see it come together in the next upcoming weeks and months. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to enjoy my beautiful ride through Hope Ranch over to the Ducati shop, and I'll check in with you guys there. Check this out, this view when you come out of Hope Ranch. Look at this. You just get views like this all over Santa Barbara, and it's just like unreal. Look at that, Pacific Ocean. You got the Channel Islands out there. It's such a beautiful place to live. I absolutely love it here. Oh, doesn't get any better, man. And some pretty fun roads to ride on too. And just like that, we have arrived at our little slice of Ducati heaven. Let's see what the boys are up to. Look at this beauty. Look at it. Oh, I can't get enough of this bike. So, as I mentioned, Santa Barbara Ducati. This is the Ducati shop where we will be doing the entire build series. They've got some used bikes that they sell out front here. And then in the back is their service area, which you'll see in a few minutes. But I always like to just walk in here and look at the beauty that is all of the Ducati range. It just doesn't get any better than this. So I'm waiting for Christina to arrive. She's bringing some treats for the boys, and then we'll get started. All right, so we're out back in the service department, and I just wanted to show you guys some of the bikes that they have out here. Some really cool, classic, old school, custom stuff that Trevor and his other associates work on and build and just bring back to life and customize. Look at these Look at that dry clutch. Come on, doesn't that make you want to dry clutch? Some really cool bikes back here. I actually really like this 848. Ducati Course Evo edition with Öhlins, and again, badass dry clutch on that one. It's just super cool stuff back here. And literally, indoor outdoor service area. The beach is like a half a block that way. Doesn't get any better than this. All right, so we're about to start the first service. We're actually gonna start with draining the oil and changing the filter. This is Carlin's father, Trevor Dunn, and you started this shop back in 1978?
Yes.
1978. He's been working and racing bikes his whole life. He's a badass, and we're very, very happy to have him on board doing this. And yeah, this is kind of the boring stuff, the first service things, but once we get into some of the more custom parts, like stripping the tank, putting on the exhaust and all that, I think he's gonna have a good time. I showed you some of the bikes that he builds, so I don't think it's gonna get that custom, but we're gonna do our best. So even though you can see the oil filter, Trevor said we should just pop that belly panel off or else the oil's gonna go all over the place. And I'm a clean freak, so I like that idea. So right now we're just trying to figure out all the bolts that we need to take out to get that belly panel off. Yeah, slide it forward, and I think there's one on each side. I don't believe they connect, but I'm not sure. I haven't worked with this platform at all, so it'll be interesting to see. So we're gonna drain the oil first. There she blows. They don't use special break-in oil for these anymore, right? Or do they?
Yes, they do.
Oh, they do, okay.
They do. They have their own. It's most likely a lighter viscosity, a single weight light viscosity. Well, it allows all the bearings and plain bearings and to seat in properly.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And is it common to see like shavings in this, or not anymore?
That's common. You're gonna get some you know, fluff in there.
Yeah. That doesn't look too bad at all.
No, not at all.
All right, got the right side belly panel off. Trevor was saying the battery's actually underneath there. That's really cool. I didn't realize that. I ordered a lithium-ion battery for that one anyway, which should save us some poundage. But yeah, that definitely keeps the weight lower, which is probably one of the reasons this thing handles so freaking well. I think everything's pretty low for a bike of this style. Look who just snuck in here. Just creepily came in the back here.
Yeah.
And what did you bring? What did you bring, teens?
I brought a dozen beautiful donuts.
Why don't you open that up for us?
I think they taped it.
Did they? We're gonna get everyone here at the shop fat. Hey, Trevor was telling me he actually does personal training.
What?
Yeah, he does. He personally
Man
trains
of many
clients.
talents.
I know.
I'm having a really hard time.
Yeah, this is taking way too long. I'm gonna have to cut all of this out. Let's see what we got. Ooh, many choices. Many choices. Excellent. Let's fatten these boys up. All right, so while we were looking at donuts, Trevor's over here. He got the filter off, got everything drained out there, and as you can see, that's why he pulled off that cover, so we don't get oil all back in the crevices and stuff like that. Since he was mentioning they keep a lot of electronics down here, which is really cool, but also not so good for changing the oil. So definitely recommend taking that off if you're gonna do it yourself. So next step, while we're just letting the oil drain out here, is replacing the fluids in the rear brake reservoir, and he's going to replace it with some high temperature brake fluid. Is it .4? Is that what it is? Golden synthetic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to use, and simple and effective. So this is specifically what we're going to use for this guy. Are we going to put this in the front as well, or just in the rear? Oh, so we'll put this in all the fluid. Nice. Yeah. So all the brake and clutch fluid. We'll use this guy right there. So I'm not sure if you guys can see, but Trevor was just mentioning the crush washer. Is that the crush washer?
Yes.
It will sometimes get stuck on there, and he'll see a lot of bikes come in here when people change it themselves, and there'll actually be two on there, and that can cause it to leak.
Yes.
So you definitely want to make sure that you get that washer off of there and replace it with a new one. So that's what he's going to do right now.
Don't use silicone.
Yeah, he said don't use silicone. This is special Ducati bonding. Is that what you're using too?
3-bond.
Oh, 3-bond, okay.
You can use the Yamaha bond too.
Yeah.
The beauty of this is it dilutes. It doesn't go into your oil pump and seize your motor.
That is good. That's good. Check it out, guys. For everyone who is a dozer lover, we got a new shop dog. Sonny's going to be managing this entire project. He's going to be handling all the paperwork. It's Carlin's pup. He was actually a rescue a bunch of years back. He is so well trained. Look at him. He's like, where did Carlin go? Where'd he go? Sonny, what do you think about the paperwork on this project? Is everything working out as planned? Good. Good, I'll be in to see you in a little bit. Alright, so we're replacing the filter with a new one, and Trevor mentioned that you actually want to pre-oil the filter. And what does that
lubricate the shrim, so that when your bike starts, the oil pump scavenges right out of the filter, so you don't want a dry filter.
Oh, okay.
And have a dry start.
Gotcha. Cool. Good tip. Okay, so filling up with oil right now. We are using the exact oil that Ducati recommends, the Shell Advanced.
1550 full synthetic.
Full synthetic, so that's what we're going to go with. And then how long will this oil last before we want to change this again?
So the next service will be about 35 to 4,000.
Okay, so that'll be for the next owner because I won't be putting that many miles on it. Alright, so we're going to start it up now. We got all the oil in there, well, most of it. He's going to start it up for a little. There we go. The beast is alive. It's such a quiet exhaust. So after you run it a bit, it drops back down below, which is basically right in between. And now we're gonna top it off, and it should be good to go as far as the oil and the filter. All right, so we got the belly panel back on the right-hand side. The oil is filled. Next, he's gonna lower this bad boy down, and we're gonna do the brake fluid at the top there. And then we're gonna plug in the ECU and see what the Ducati ECU tells us. So just removing all of the stock brake fluid out of here, and again, gonna replace it with that high synthetic .4 Supreme. That's what we're up to. Nothing like fresh fluids. That's what I always tell my girlfriend. So while Trevor's changing the front fluids there, Johnny's plugging in the diagnostics tool from Ducati, and we're gonna see what it tells us to do here. And then replacing the fluids on the clutch side as well, which he said definitely looked like a lot more wear, which makes sense. So it's definitely good to replace those. That's why you want to do your servicing, guys, and take it to Ducati to do it, or wherever bike you have. Take it to the service place, especially for your first service and things like that, because it's really going to drastically improve the life of your motorcycle. So John's over there looking at the tech stuff for the bike, and looks like everything's checking out. Alright, so no codes were thrown, everything was good there. They actually didn't even have any updates, which is pretty surprising because Ducati's constantly doing updates, pushing updates to their ECUs and stuff. So we're all good to go there. Next we're going to check on the belt. There's not much service that you have to do with belts, but during the first break-in you definitely want to check it and see if it loosened up at all, so we will do just that. Alright, so here's some sort of Ducati belt checking tool. It looks like he's just, kind of like checking the tension of the belt there, and that
flip it and it measures the hertz.
Whoa.
Tell you how many it
so
is.
61, and what do you want it within?
61.
You don't want it much more than 50, less than 50, and not more than 100.
Oh, okay, so somewhere in between there.
You want to make sure that your belt is running inside your pulley.
Interesting.
And that there's no variance there.
So we're good to go then, huh?
Yes.
Excellent. Last thing Trevor just did was check the tire pressure. He adjusted that, and that's the end of the first service. That's everything that's entailed in a first service of a Ducati Xdiavel S. I guess it would be the same as the Diavel as well, but there you go. All right, so just like that, the first service on the Xdiavel is done, and everything checked out. Oil change, filter change, fresh fluids, and all the clutch and brake fluid stuff. Belt adjusted, well, it didn't need any adjustment, but checked. Tire pressure was checked and adjusted, and then the ECU was plugged in. Everything checked out. I'm super stoked. Always makes me happy to have the first service done, know that everything was working properly and good to go, and be ridden like a boss, like it was meant to be ridden. Huge shout out to Santa Barbara Ducati, Trevor and Carlin, for working on this bike for us and being a part of this series. Really happy to have them on board. I'm super excited for what we've got coming. Next episode we're going to be taking this down to the dyno, getting some stock horsepower numbers, and then we're going to be installing the freaking exhaust system, and I am so excited for that because it's really going to open this bad boy up, give it the sound that it deserves, that true Ducati sound. So I'm going to ride off into this California sunset and go get some food with Christina, and enjoy the holidays. So Merry Christmas to everyone who's watching this video around the holidays. Happy holidays to you all. Thank you for watching my videos. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that bell button so you always get notified when new videos are posted. And we'll see you guys soon. Let's get a little rev. Let's see what this lady thinks. She's not amused. She is not amused at all. See you guys.